Howdy folks, I'm Cantankerous Crabapple, crabbily carping about clammy crabs.
I'm Amber.
And here are more clammy crabs for us to carp on about, and there are too many fish and ocean life puns in this tongue twister for me. But let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, I'm a 34-year-old female and my boyfriend, a 23-year-old male, hasn't spoken to me in nearly a week because another man carried me up some stairs at a party. Can someone explain his point to me? Last Saturday, I was at a charity event for work. I invited him, but he didn't want to go. It was a formal event, so I wore a tight dress that went down to my shins. It was hard to do a full stride in it, but I liked the way that it looked. And I thought that most of the time I would just be standing anyways, so it didn't matter. The party was at an old manor, and the main room was upstairs. As soon as I walked in and saw the staircase, I knew that I would be in trouble. The steps were massive, and I noticed a few women were having to hitch up their dresses just above their knees. I started to do the same, although it was hard with how tight it was, when my friend's husband said, "Do you want me just to carry you up?" So I thought, yeah, why not? He scooped me up and carried me upstairs, no problems. Right arm's under my knees and left arm under my shoulders. No grabbing and no groping. My boyfriend texted me to ask how it was, and I said, word for word, boring, I hate these things. Amy's husband had to carry me up the stairs because each step is about a knee high. How's your evening? I hope you're awake. When I get home, I'll need some help getting out of the dress. He never replied to that, and when I got home, he wasn't at my house. He messaged me the next morning to say that he needs some space to get over my betrayal. When I asked him what he meant, he said that another man carrying me. I've granted him this wish and haven't texted him or rang him, but I don't get it. If he carried another woman up the stairs, I wouldn't care. Would have been together 2 years, and this is the first time that he's ever shown this kind of insecurity. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
I mean, no, not the jerk. And I seriously would reevaluate the relationship with the boyfriend because this is not okay behavior. Like, sometimes people may be physically incapacitated in one way or another and need help. Someone offering them assistance is not a bad thing, and accepting that assistance is not a bad thing. Like, he would rather see OP struggle up the stairs than get help, and that's not okay.
You know, I think that it's a bit of an odd expectation in a relationship to expect zero physical contact with anyone else, it sounds like. And if this had been less than just friendly, I could understand him being upset about this. But seeing as how there wasn't anything, sexually gratifying about this for OP, right? This wasn't like a situation where she was trying to get her, gratification in here.
Right. Well, this was also a public event.
Yeah.
Like, there were people going up the stairs, like, around them, it sounds like, so it wasn't like the two of them were alone with their private staircase or anything.
Yeah. And the fact that she outright even just talked about it and joked about it in the text kind of shows that she didn't view this as, like, a betrayal in any way, shape, or form, right?
Right. Which she shouldn't, because it was just someone carrying her up the stairs.
So, I mean, certainly, like, in relationships, you have deal breakers, and if this is his deal breaker, then that's his deal breaker, right? But she has her own bodily autonomy, and she can make her own decisions as well. And I think that in this particular case, this was a very odd boundary for him to set. Well, not boundary, but, deal breaker for him to set, right?
Yeah, and it makes me concerned, like, what if she, like, fell and broke her leg and needed to be carried by, like, a neighbor, or, like, if he's not there to pick her up, maybe a neighbor helps her up and helps her get her to the hospital or something. Is he gonna be upset? Anytime, if OP needs medical help, like if the doctor is a man who helps her, like, it just has those kind of vibes to me that, like, no, you cannot let another man touch you. Like, sometimes the only person who can help you might be a dude, and that doesn't mean that it's inherently intimate.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Nige78 says, I think that if he hasn't spoken to you in almost a week, you can probably assume safely that he is now an ex-boyfriend. And Melodic Sale 6193 says, I hope for her that he has left. I wouldn't want to be with someone so insecure who is jealous of a friend's husband. And what the Tyrannosaurus says, at an event, he refused to attend, no less. You want to have an opinion about how your partner gets up a flight of stairs? Be there.
Well, that's a good point, too. Like, he could have gone and carried her up the stairs himself.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if he had been there and she rebuffed him to have the friend carry her up the stairs, I would see that would be a little bit more of a grounds for him to be upset, right? But in this particular case, he wasn't even there to offer. And Mission Honeydew 2209 says, oh my goodness, the dude, bro, who lied to you about his age is offended that you told him the truth? And Lickney says, thank you for sharing this here. I would have missed that detail in her comments. And Tight Shift 5706 says, OP, go find a man. What are you doing with this person? I mean, it sounds like he may have lied to her about his age at some point in time, which that's not a very good way to establish a relationship either,
No.
right? All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Asking Someone to Stop Coming into My House When No One's Home? My wife gave a friend a key to our house as a backup in case we lost our keys or got locked out somehow. I've come home a couple of times and found the friend at my house. The friend was not invited and did not tell anyone that she would be there. The first time she dropped off some baked goods for my wife who was pregnant. My wife has developed a sweet tooth, so I appreciated the gift and thought that it was weird that the friend didn't ask to stop by. Last week I came home early from work and the friend was in my house eating leftovers from a dinner out that my wife and I had. I asked the friend why she was at my house, and she said that she just swung by and found the food in the fridge. This made me uncomfortable. I told my wife's friend not to come to our house anymore without letting us know beforehand. The friend was insulted by this request, and mutual friends have told me that I'm being unreasonable and rude. I just don't like coming into my house and finding people there that I didn't invite. Am I the jerk here? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. It's perfectly reasonable to expect to have notification if a friend is going to stop by and enter your house.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was like eating your food out of your fridge without asking anyone, like, how did she know you didn't have plans for this food? Like, it just seems like very strange that she wants to be in your house this much, and either like she wants something out of it, like free food or snooping or something like that.
You know, it's hard to say what the friend's motivation is. It could just be that she was like a close college friend with OP's wife and is still like has that kind of attitude where she can just swing by anytime she likes and take food out of the fridge and whatnot. Because some people do have that kind of relationship, right?
I mean, that's fair. But she never had that relationship with OP, and it's their joint house.
Well, and I think once OP made the expectation clear that she wasn't welcome when they're not invited, she should have respected that and then said, yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I guess this is maybe a little bit of an imposition on you. But instead, she kind of doubled down on it and was like, oh, you can't tell me not to come to the house.
And then took it to their mutual friends. Like, if she had just, like, stopped, then, like, I could accept that maybe there was some kind of faux pas and she thought she had a closer relationship with them than she did. But the whole, like, bringing it to the friends ratchets up her jerk factor there from potentially just, like, not reading the room to, like, no, she wants access to their house. And it seems she should just be granted access to their house because she wants it.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And for our Juggernaut, 8880 says, not the jerk, get the key back and set your firm boundaries before the baby is born. And OP replies, instead of trying to get the key back, I'm going to have my locks rekeyed. This was my wife's idea. She is the best.
So it sounds like the wife isn't on board with the friend being in the house either.
Yeah. Well, she may not have realized that the friend was going to try pulling something like this. Well, clearly she didn't realize it. And Harvard Diplomat says, she was insulted that you didn't want uninvited people in your home, popping up randomly like a burglar, eating your food. On top of that, your mutual friend says that you are the rude one, laughing my butt off. Your mutual friends are being ridiculous, and your friends and your place is probably being used as a bang shack getaway while you're at work. I mean, I think that might be a little paranoid.
Yeah, but, like, I wonder if the friends have heard the full story. Like, what kind of version of events have they been given?
Yeah.
Because if they really do think she's in the right, then, like, maybe get some new friends. But if they've heard a skewed account, like, it might be worth setting the record straight.
All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Demanding That My Niece or Her Parents Pay Me Back for the hundreds of dollars worth of perfume that she has stolen from me? Note, I am not involving the police, suing anyone, etc. Please don't try to argue with me about this or convince me why I should. I have a perfume collection that I started when I was a teenager, slinging burritos at my first job. I have over 400 bottles at this point, and I take great pride in my collection, and I use it. I'm also happy to give people decants, samples of my bottles. I let them sample a spray or two, and then I give them the bottles as gifts, etc. What I have a huge problem with is my 17-year-old niece coming into my home under the guise of walking my dog, decanting the bottles on her own, and selling the samples to her friends. She thinks that because I have so many bottles, I wouldn't notice some missing or getting massive dents in them. Well, little Miss Entrepreneur failed to realize that her private Instagram wasn't friends only or whatever, and I saw each and every one of the stories with each price and samples that she had. I tallied that up, and I got a pretty good estimate based on the price per ounce. Thankfully, she picked the TikTok famous perfumes like Bianca Latte and Escapade Gourmand, and didn't go for the most rare and niche perfumes. She did snatch an entire 2.5 ounce bottle of Bearcat Rouge, though, which runs about $300 plus at most retailers, as well as full bottles of perfumes that you can get at Sephora, like Marc Jacobs Daisy, Burberry Her Elixir, and Flower Bomb, etc. Petty or not, I printed out the entire list of what she had taken, price estimates, and I handed it off to my sister, her mom. I said that I expect to be paid back in full. And of course, her sneaky little butt is never going to be allowed in my home again. My sister got super mad with me going on about how my niece was just a kid, kids make mistakes, etc. I said, yes, kids make mistakes, and this is a great way for my niece to learn from hers. The argument is that now, the money she was going to use for a car has to go towards paying me back. I don't care. She is lucky that I have no interest in involving the police, small claims, or any of that. But am I the jerk because she is a teenager? Alright folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. She stole from you and made a profit off of it. Like, she's 17, you know. This isn't, you know, an 8-year-old taking things and not knowing any better.
Yeah.
And even 8-year-olds are generally taught, like, not to take things. I was just picking a random age out of a hat. But, you know, she is definitely old enough to understand that you don't steal people's stuff. The fact that she was doing this behind your back under the guise of walking your dog, like, it's very clear she knew what she was doing was wrong.
I don't know about that. I kind of get the sense of the vibe of 6-year-old takes a candy bar from the convenience store while the mom isn't looking type of vibes. And, you know, kids, they do make mistakes here where, you know, you have to tell them, oh, you know, you can't take candy bars. You got to actually pay for that. There's such a thing called money.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting those vibes. But usually when you catch your kid taking candy, then you take them back to the store and have them return the candy.
To take more candy.
No, not to take more candy.
Because then you can build up the trust that the kid isn't going to take the candy again. And so that they go back into the store, you can start netting a profit and selling the candy that they've taken.
No, this is Brian's bad advice.
I thought this is what you were supposed to do to raise children.
It's good that you don't have children.
So, yeah, I think that this is clearly a situation where the sister has, that the niece knows what she's doing is wrong. She has a plan. This is premeditated. And it isn't something that, OP should stand for. And again, she's lucky. She is being easy on the kid. Mm-hmm. She isn't taking them to the police and pressing charges or anything like that.
Well, I'm concerned with OP's sister's reaction to the way she just, dismisses the theft like it's nothing. Like, you should be teaching your child not to steal things. Like, this is a huge betrayal of trust your daughter has committed. Like, why are you not concerned? Why are you not apologizing profusely? Why did she not suggest to OP, I'll have her do X, Y, and Z to get you your money back? Like, it seems very clear that she knows her daughter did this. She's not denying that she did it. She just, but she's a kid. No, she's old enough to know better. She needs to have consequences for this. And she's lucky she did this with someone who's not going to call the police.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here in Amber. She has a joke.
A book I was reaching for fell on my head. I only have myself to blame.
You really do only have yourself to blame. And I have Mega Mint. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy, wonderful, wacky Wednesday, folks. I hope your wonderful, wacky Wednesday is going well for you. We're halfway through the week. Hump day. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on trust.
If you want people to trust you enough to let you into their house, don't steal from them and, don't be hanging around all the time without their permission.
Yeah, I think that works. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!